Hello and welcome, beautiful souls, to the first episode of Becoming Me Again, The Journey. I'm your lovely host, Cheyenne, and in today's episode, we're going to delve into the healing process and the power of forgiving yourself. Yeah, girl, that's deep. It is so important to forgive yourself in order to start healing, and I need this healing. So let's work on this together because it's honestly so important, but it's kind of one of the hardest things to do. And if you're on this journey that I'm on of self discovery or maybe self rediscovery, I can assure you that healing is the first step. So let's spill out all the tea and let's talk about it. Life, 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 life. Life can sometimes throw us into situations that leave us feeling broken, hurt, rejected, neglected, and confused. I have been there. We all face obstacles and trauma that can overshadow our ability to find true happiness and, contentment. And I know firsthand what I'm talking about. I'm not an expert, but I'm a human and I have been through a lot. So let's bear it all and feel it all because it is so important. So let's begin. Can I just really stress on something that is so important to me? And that is the burden of holding on. I don't know about you, but I'm the type of person I hold on to things. It doesn't matter how small or how big it is, I am holding on to it and I'm riding that horse till the end. And if I'm being honest, holding on is one of the most toxic things that you can do to yourself. Listen, it's unbearable, it's heavy, because when we hold on to all the past hurts, all the past mistakes, we are unknowingly carrying a heavy burden that prevents us from experiencing the fullness of life. The weight of the guilt, the shame, the self blame, it is crippling you. It is crippling me emotionally and spiritually, and also physically. Acknowledging that we cannot change the past is the first and one of the most important steps towards releasing this burden and allowing healing to take place. So, the first step, acknowledging. Check, got it. But it's important to remember you can't allow yourself to fix something or to heal from something if you don't first admit that there is something that needs to be fixed or healed. So, starting with me, I'm Cheyenne and I need to heal. I need to let go of the past. It is major how we can stifle ourselves to a point where we can't breathe because all that pain, all that hurt, every mistake we've ever made, we just keep it. Why do we do that? We store it like we're some type of hoarders and we pile all of that heavy load on ourselves. And we are under all that heavy dark load and we're suffocating. It is crucial to acknowledge that holding on to these painful experiences, these pieces of our past, only hinders our healing journey. And healing is important. I cannot stress enough how important it is for us to heal in order for us to bloom in any aspect of our lives. I'm talking about in relationships, even at work. Healing is always the first step. Healing necessitates forgiving yourself. And self-forgiveness is one of the hardest things. But in order to heal, what do you have to do first? You have to acknowledge it. Once you've done that, the next difficult but worth it task is to forgive yourself. It doesn't come easy, but it's worth it. Forgiving yourself is a key step towards the complete transformation of your life. Wow, a new you. I can't wait. I'm excited. It is so important to forgive in order to transform. It allows you to make peace with your past and embrace the beautiful present that God and the universe has in store for you. And let me tell you this, healing is not just a physical process, it's a spiritual journey that leads to emotional restoration and renewal. In this process, you actually have to surrender your pain, which will allow you to experience freedom of your spirit. And this will transform your brokenness into beauty. So maybe you're asking, how can I lighten my spirit? Well, through prayer, reflection, meditation, and also having the right people to talk about it with is very important. But let me just stress on this, the right people. Because what you don't understand is if you go to the wrong people, you'll probably end up just as bad as not going to anyone at all. You don't need to go to the type of people that don't want you to acknowledge your feelings or are quick problem solvers. Because in this journey, you need to be able to take as much as the time you need to heal. It's all you. So if you need a year, like myself, maybe a little more, maybe your year and a half, it's okay. As long as you need. The goal here is to get you healed. So, a main factor I can tell you, and I think it's important that we acknowledge, is that we need to forgive to heal. And maybe you're thinking, how can I do this? Where do I start from? How can I start this forgiveness and healing process? But trust me, it all starts with recognizing that we are human and we make mistakes. Yup, you, my friend, are a human being and it is a-okay to make mistakes. We all have our past. We have bad relationships, rejections, poor decision making. We all have that. But beating ourselves up over those past mistakes, they won't get us anywhere. Sometimes the main reason we can't let go or forgive ourselves and heal is because we put ourselves on such a high pedestal. Like, we shouldn't be making mistakes. We know better than this. Or we shouldn't have done that. We should have known better. We shouldn't have let our walls down, knowing we could have gotten hurt. And this mentality is so wrong. And I have struggled so much with this. Like, what makes me so perfect that I should know everything in order to avoid myself from making mistakes? I'm only human, after all, like the song. Listen, you are only human. You're going to make mistakes. Things won't always go your way. You're going to face rejection some way or the other. And you know what? That is completely fine. You need to be able to acknowledge that. Look, I know firsthand what it is to hold on to so much darkness and self disappointment that you lose yourself. The scars we gather along the way, sometimes it feels like they're never going to heal. And when we dwell on them, it's like constantly picking in that wound and it never heals. It just grows and festers. But you need to know it is okay to forgive yourself. We all make mistakes. And sometimes it's not even us. We get hurt by other people and we blame ourselves until loving ourselves becomes so foreign to us. But listen, it's time to let go of all of that. Let go of the self blame, the guilt, the shame, all of these things that are holding you back from experiencing the fullness of life. Remember this: you are worthy of forgiveness and you are worthy of love. Sometimes growing in your spirituality, it becomes a stepping stone for forgiveness. So this is something you might want to look at. Because when you embrace that unconditional love that is around you, it guides you towards a deeper understanding of forgiveness. And if you're not feeling that love, the love that you genuinely deserve to feel, here's what. I'd like to challenge you to seek it from within, because the saying is too old and we should know it so well by now. We first have to love ourselves. And when we genuinely love ourselves, we can truly heal. Because forgiving ourselves becomes easier. Here's what you need to know. Here's the real scoop, the real tea. I'm dishing it live. Not only do you need to forgive yourself, but you need to forgive others. I know it's hard. It's really hard. But you have to forgive others because that will allow you to get past all these broken walls that you have inside you, all this darkness. Because when you hold on to resentment and bitterness, it only perpetuates your pain. It taps into a cycle of constant negativity. But when you extend forgiveness to those who have hurt you, it is for you, because you will break free from the chains that bind you, and it opens up yourself to experiencing limitless grace. And it is through forgiveness that you can find freedom, allowing you to rebuild your life on a foundation of love and compassion. Look, life isn't easy, but we shouldn't make it harder on ourselves. And when we constantly blame ourselves for past mistakes or dwell on how our lives used to be or how we think it should be, we limit our potential for growth and we rob ourselves of the joy that comes from embracing new beginnings. By shifting our focus from the past to the present, we can step into the abundant life that God and the universe has prepared for us. And in this journey of forgiveness, we might encounter times, we all have those times, when we feel like we've hit rock bottom. We may believe all hope is lost and we want to give up. But let's be honest, the weight of the past hurts, and grievances, it can weigh us down. And that's true. It will leave us feeling stuck in a pit of despair because it is so real. And it doesn't only impact you emotionally, but physically too. You start to see it on you. You don't look the same or act the same, and being at the bottom is a really hard place to be. But I'd like to share this little secret with you. Within these moments in this seemingly bottomless pit, lies an incredible opportunity for growth and transformation through forgiveness. Now, this might be a little corny, but I encourage you to try this with me. Let's take a moment, clear your mind. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of the rock bottom pit. It may seem dark and daunting, but I want you to close your eyes and envision a tiny spark of light within you. This spark represents your inner strength, resilience, and capacity to forgive. Forgiveness is not about condoning or forgetting the pain. It's about reclaiming our power and freeing ourselves from the chains that tie us to the past, all of those hurts. It's a journey that requires courage, vulnerability, and self-compassion. As we begin our ascent from rock bottom, let's acknowledge the pain we've endured. Take a deep breath in, hold it for a moment, and exhale slowly. With each breath out, release any resentment, anger, or bitterness that may be weighing heavily upon your heart. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a process, a journey that unfolds over time. And it's okay if you stumble. It's okay if you fall along the way. Or maybe you find yourself taking a detour. Remember, this is your unique path, and there is no right or wrong way to navigate it. Along this journey, you'll encounter moments of self-reflection where you'll gain insight into your own wounds and the role you played in perpetuating this constant cycle of hurt. These moments may feel uncomfortable, but they are crucial for your personal growth and healing. But as we rise from rock bottom, we start to see glimpses of light and hope. It's in these moments that forgiveness begins to take root, like a seedling of compassion and understanding that can sprout. Embracing a new type of love that comes from within will help you to rebuild your life whenever you think it's beyond repair. It's a love that uplifts, restores, and transforms you into the person you were always meant to be. Remember, every step you take towards healing brings you closer to experiencing true freedom and joy. So can we do this? Today, can we make a commitment to let go, to forgive ourselves, and to embrace the healing power that comes from our faith and our spirituality and our inner love? Together, we can overcome our past, mend our broken hearts, and create a future filled with love, happiness, and endless possibilities. I assure you, happiness is possible, and I'm on this journey with you. I want to find that old me. Actually, no, I want to find that new me. And I hope that you can also allow yourself to rediscover who you are and also experience that new version of yourself that you have yet to unlock. Well, that's all for today's episode. Thank you for joining me on this journey of healing and forgiveness. Remember, you are never alone and there is always hope. Until next time, stay blessed.